Hello, everyone, and welcome to day number 7 of the 2018 Beer Advent Calendar. Today we are revealing the Ballistic Oak XPA, and I'm joined by Jake Harrison up in Brisbane. How are you, Jake?
I'm well. Yeah, I'm well, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me on the video call. For everyone at home, Jake is in Ballistic HQ. Tell us a little bit about the brewery, where you guys are based. You've been around since about 2015, so for about 3 years. What are you guys all about?
Yeah, Ballistic, we're based in Salisbury, about 10 kilometres south of the CBD in Brisbane. We've actually been operating and open since January 2017, so we're just coming up to our second birthday, but there was, a few things happening
Happy birthday.
leading up to that. But so we're relatively new, but I guess like so many other breweries up in this part of the world, we're kind of riding that ever booming kind of craft beer market. It's been a pretty rapid rise for us. It's been really great. Super busy, constantly growing, and in terms of the brewery itself, Lockie Crothers, our head brewer, and our CEO, David Kitchen, kind of started the project, back in 2015 in its infancy. And we've ended up in a kind of unique space. The name itself, Ballistic, sort of refers to the World War II munitions manufacturing history of a lot of the old industrial sheds around this area of Salisbury. So, we're in that zone, and so there's a lot of old kind of World War II history in this area. So that's where the name derives.
If people are craft beer drinkers and into their World War II history, they take a trip to Brisbane and come visit you guys.
Yeah, hence the keg bomb. Yeah, that's it. So, in terms of the beer itself, or rather, I might rewind a little bit. I mean, in terms of us as a brand, as a brewery, for us, we're really focused on things like freshness, and we're I guess more well known now for things like hop driven beers, i.e. This is no exception. But really excited to explore different avenues with beer and make unique products that we can kind of I guess present to the beer drinking community in a way that differentiates us. And on that note, I think it's probably a good segue to the Oaked XPA, because it is a little bit different. In effect, we're looking at a high gravity pale ale. Should we crack into it, Jeff?
Let's you pour yours, I'll pour mine. So this is a tandem beer tasting, Brisbane and Sydney.
Yeah, I don't need too much encouragement.
Yeah. And I guess we should probably talk a little bit about, so there's a couple of things that probably some people at home won't be familiar with. One is the term XPA, which is kind of a newish style over the last 2 years, meaning extra pale ale. And every brewer's got a different twist on this. Some means it's a bit extra in alcohol, bit paler in colour. It's everyone's got their own little twist. What's Ballistic?
It's really funny. It is really funny, and I kind of find it classic the way that it has really gathered this momentum, and people are looking at the whole XPA thing as a style, and it is unique, and it does sit, in my opinion, I think an XPA is something that kind of sits in that middle ground between what we'd classify as a legitimate IPA in terms of ABV, IBUs, and things like that, and a pale ale, an American style pale ale. So that's where we've gone with this beer. So you're looking at 5.8%, 45 IBUs,
1.7 standard.
50 IBU. My health, sorry, I get confused. 50 IBU. So we're in that just shy of an IPA, but what people would probably consider a little bit strong for a pale ale. And I know there's other interpretations on what an XPA is, and I kind of think it's in the eye of the beholder, but it is unique, and it's something that the public seems to have really kind of grabbed hold of, and so for us as, you know, brewers, you know, we want to give people beers that they want and they get excited about and they enjoy drinking, most importantly. So,
and I think talking about like the uniqueness, as you say, there's kind of different versions of XPA, and some are a little bit higher in alcohol, some are almost tipping into the IPA kind of category, others are more like session IPAs, or others are a lot clearer. But the thing that kind of like uniquely makes Ballistics XPA different is the oaking, or the oat that you guys use. So tell us a little bit about that, because a lot of people at home who are enjoying this maybe for the first time today won't even know what that means and how that process is, and might just think that that's just part of the name. So tell us a little bit about how you guys do the oaking on the XPA.
Absolutely. So this beer, I mean, I guess what we've done is basically tried to incorporate those classic kind of American oak characteristics, i.e., you know, the vanilla notes and the like, into a, you know, new world hop forward ale. And in doing so, obviously we can't think of it in the sense of, say, like a barrel aged beer or something like that. Like it's just not going to work for us to put something like this into a barrel typically, and you know, it's going to end up in directions that we just don't want to go. And for the consumer, we want to guarantee them something that's bright and tropical, and all those hop characters and are contained without oxidation. So what we do is incorporate American oak chips in active fermentation. So we'll add the chips mid-ferment. So maybe on like day 3 or 4 of active fermentation, just as things are settling down a little bit, we'll get the oak into the beer then. So those kind of convection currents, etc., that's happening in the tank are working through that oak, and we're extracting a lot of oak character over the course of maybe up to a week tops. Yeah, right. And then take that oak out as our dry hops go in. So we've sort of worked it in a way that's a little bit unorthodox, I guess, but it allows us to get kind of punchy oak character in a short amount of time without really affecting our tank schedules, getting the oak in and then pulling it out, and then just putting a bucket load of Citra hops, which just adds, you know, bright citrus, as the name implies, but I get lots of kind of tropical mango notes, and there's just so much good things that come out of Citra. It's an amazing hop. So whilst this beer is a lot about oak, it's also a bit of a Citra showcase as well. So, and we really think that those two flavors, that like the compounds in the Citra hops, seem to work really, really well with the American oak in terms of the overall sort of flavor profile.
And I think it's important to note that it's not about having the oakiness being, for me, it's not the forward characteristic of the beer. It's like something that kind of plays a bit in the background and melds in with the rest of the characters. And, you know, so where was it on the can here? So a perfect balance between vanilla, grapefruit and lime. And I think that kind of sums up pretty well. And the other thing with your labels that I really like is you guys are pretty transparent as to what's actually in your beer. For everyone at home, you know, you can see there what malts is being used, exactly what yeast strains being used. Pretty much the only thing they're missing is how you're breaking down your 60 minutes of boil.
If they asked us that, we'd probably tell them. Like, you know, we think transparency and like education is a huge kind of service that we can give the concerned beer drinking public, like concerning drinkers out there. Like, I mean, a lot of breweries, and fair play to all. Like, if people want to be a bit more tight on their, you know, processes and what goes into products, fine. Like, totally understand that. But our direction we've taken is like, hey, look, let's just open source. You know, we're quite happy to tell people what goes into things. We don't want to keep, you know, anything under wraps or proprietary. We're quite happy to just do our thing, and, you know, it's
cool. And have fun with it. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun. And it's nice. You kind of have like occasionally like home brewers and stuff like, oh, I'm doing a Psycho clone, you know, because they've got all the ingredients on the side of the can and things like that. So it's always fun to interact.
Invite you over for a barbecue for the afternoon or the morning. Your home brew day.
Yeah.
And the brewery there, you guys have got full tasting room. If people are in Brisbane and they want to come and say hello and have some of the beers on tap, it's all open.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We've got, at the brewery in Salisbury, we do have our cellar door, so we've got, you know, plenty of space for people to come along, family, dog friendly, you know, dozen taps and takeaways, etc. We've also got we've got a second venue that's opened in West End on Montague Road in the city in Brisbane, and that's our Ballistic Ale House and Kitchen. So not a brewery, but it's I guess it's an opportunity for us to have a little presence in the city, and, you know, for people that work in the city to be able to get access to all our beers there in an environment. No, you're good. In an environment, with, you know, full kitchen, etc. So that's going really well. So it's nice to have a bit of a spread. But if anyone's come down to the brewery, Thursdays to Sundays we're open. So
Thursdays to Sundays, they pop in, try some of your beers, and have some takeaways as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, Jake, thank you very much from Sydney to Brisbane.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. Everyone at home, I hope you enjoyed today's beer and are enjoying the countdown to Christmas. We're enjoying bringing these videos and the beers to you at home, and we hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks again, Jake. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheerio.
Thanks.